Yep. Yeah. Did you ever feel that fear of being judged, and did that ever like hold you back initially?
So you're saying judged by your path in life, like a decision to
No,
trade?
by the people around.
Right.
By let's say you're putting your face out there in the videos on YouTube.
Yes.
Right? And
yes,
potentially anyone
yes,
can watch them.
Yes.
And or it could be LinkedIn, or it could be like whatever. Like, was that ever going on in your head?
Yeah, I think initially I was very conscious. So to make my first YouTube video was probably very, very nerve-wracking. But yeah, so I think, but once you have just made the first one or two, now I'm like completely fine with being in front of camera. Like even before this, before like 4 months ago, like if somebody brought out the camera, I would be so conscious. But yeah, I realize the honest truth is that nobody cares.
Yeah.
Okay.
So true.
Nobody cares. So the faster you realize that really nobody has the time to care, and
Everyone has their own problems to deal with.
yeah, so nobody cares. Yeah, and yeah, so that really helps when you understand that nobody really cares. Yeah, so but honestly, as a person, I have never cared so much, but I was camera conscious.
Yeah. So
Yeah, so but yeah, I haven't really cared what most people thought of my decisions in life or things that I did. So,
have you blown any account? Like I'll start first.
Yeah.
So I blew my first account in. So I mentioned the mentorship program from ISB. Right? That's the Indian Street Bets for the people. So they have this mentorship program which I managed to get into. It's free, and it's insane because people are like experienced people are willing to give your time for free, and that really gives you that sense of being part of a community. So I was part of it back I think in September, right? And again, that was like my first proper experience with trading, and I kind of jumped into options because that's what they were doing. And throughout that entire month, I ended up blowing one account.
Okay.
Right. So for like people who don't know, in options you need like a minimum amount.
Yes.
Right. You go like in equity you can buy and sell in like discrete quantities, but in options you have lots. So like one lot is like 25
yeah.
units. So back then I think it was around 15,000.
Okay.
So over like the span of 1 month, I ended up losing 15,000. But it was a great experience.
Yeah.
And I'm told that all good traders have at least blown one account, right?
Yeah.
So does that apply to you?
Yeah, I've blown one account multiple times. So I've like started with some amount like 1 or 2 lakhs. I've like lost most of it. Then put it again, lost most of it. So that has happened 3 to 4 times.
Yeah.
Okay. And yeah, I've done that 3 to 4 times. It's so funny to just say this, but anyway, 3 to 4 times I've done that.
So like, how come you never told yourself that, hey man, like, this is it, I can't do anymore? Like, because that comes into my head every time I lose money, right? Like even I think this past week I made some shitty trade and I lost like not a lot, like maybe like $1,000, but it's not the amount, it's more of the fact that you lost. Like that what really gets to me.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah, I think I sort of am able to overcome that because you know what, I'm like obsessed with like sort of finding an alternate path for income, right? So as I said, I'm like so heavy on the emotions of being stuck in a corporate job. I would do anything to get out of it. I have searched for so many things. So I think if I'm answering your question right, I'm just so obsessed with the of getting away from that lifestyle. And that's where it comes down to. I was even fine blowing my account. I was like, hey, even if I blow it twice, if I lose all the money in my account twice, can I get it right the third time? It's worth it then. So, and I think I'm also very clear that, you know, if you want to try something different, you'll have to accept that you take a step back before you take 2 steps forward. If you're earning, let's say, 1 lakh rupees a month, right? You can't switch paths and continue with that, right?
You have to start from scratch.
You have to start from scratch. So you're like, hey, can I make 10,000 rupees now? Right? You have to first accept that you're taking a step back. And worst case, what's going to happen? You're going to come back to your job anyways. Worst case scenario. Right? So I guess I'm probably forgetting the question.
Got lost. Sidetracking.
That's all right. Wait,
lost? Have you ever lost your account?
Yeah, and I think the question also was about how have I been okay with sort of doing that. Yeah, so I think it's just a crazy obsession with sort of finding an alternate path towards away from this job, modern job that we all do. So I just can't do that. I'm super clear on it. It took me 6 months in my first job to understand this. I've done 4 jobs. So it took me 6 months to get that straight in my head that, hey, this cannot be my life for the next 30, 40 years. Right? 6 years itself feels so long. So yes, I think it's just the clarity and the pain of that being stuck in that space. And you know, the funny thing is, I honestly feel everyone feels this, but they don't talk about it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, definitely.
I think everyone feels this. Every office that I've been to, you know, people have I can clearly see it there in pain. In close circles, they'll express the fact that no way do I want to do a job like this for the rest of my life. I've seen some really senior ups say that themselves, you know, who are earning good wages. So I've seen a lot of people say these lines that no, I really don't want to do this job. No, this is not the way I want to live life. But nobody is ready to take a step back to try other things out. So yeah, I guess. And you know, I think the funny thing is you can only take these sort of steps at an earlier stage in your career. Because once you get really comfortable, you know, you're not going to take these risks. So yeah, so I was ready to put it in all. The last 1.5 years is the space where I've gone madly, all in terms of gambling my life away to make sure I find a solution. So yeah, I'm just obsessed with that. Is what I'm trying to say.
It's very interesting. That happens to me a lot, you know. I don't know why. I was recording this another episode 2 days ago, and I kept losing my train of thought. I don't know if it's the nervousness of being on camera and also
Because even both of you, right, and you'll probably listen to the podcast and relate to this, but I can see that you're obsessives, right? You're obsessed with your craft.
Yes.
And this is what I love about, this is why I wanted to do a podcast in the first place, right? Because
not just to talk about whatever is in my head, but also to meet new people and to kind of understand their perspective on things, right? Because I feel that's all that is. You change your perspective and everything changes. So it has been great talking to even just the two of you, because you are so obsessed with owning your craft. Your craft could just be getting out of a job and get the stock market, or the other dude is a co-founder of, and he makes, I shit you not, he makes switches.
he has multiple companies, and in one of his companies he's making these switches, right? These smart switches, and he was telling me how he reiterated that one plug point for 9 months.
Crazy, dude.
And it was just so fascinating to hear how passionate someone can be for something so small, right? But okay, tell me this: why was it only stock market? Why not anything else? You lost so much money, right? Okay, you hate your job, all of that. That's cool.
Yeah.
I get that. But why did you only stick with trading? Why not try something else?
You know, man, I think
I've tried businesses, okay? So initially how I saw it was the way out is having a business, right? Trading in itself is a business to me, right? It's a different kind of a business, but it is a business. So I have tried a couple of things, and literally the first 2 years I've sat and made a list of ideas, right? In my first 2 years, in 2014-15, I've sat and made, I think, 20, 25, 30 ideas. I've written them down, saying, where do I find my freedom? Where can I find my freedom? Right? And it was, I spent 6 months working on trying to make a product for pet owners, right?
Oh, okay.
So I've tried some really, really funky things out, and I could have tried a lot of other things, but I realized, dude, putting in time for businesses, there's so much time. You will have to sacrifice
The
a year.
return to reward is much higher than the stock.
Yeah, the effort needed to enter a business is so much. From making a website to having a product, having a service, following up, dealing with customers, you are taking on so much. right? And effectively, time is very important to me, right? I'm working 15 hours a day. Sorry, 15 hours a week. So sorry. Yeah, so 15 hours a week, right? So it's like mostly by lunch I'm free. Right? I'm totally free. So knowing that I have 10 hours free is very important to me. And that is something I think can only come with stock trading or options trading or stock market.
Yeah.
But so that's the way I look at it.
Yeah, I agree with that one because like one of the reasons why I was attracted to it, just the idea of trading was the fact that you are completely independent. And I feel like to me personally, independence is very important. Right? Like I don't like depending on other people.
Yeah.
So like you don't have a boss. I mean, you have timings, but like you don't really have
Right.
strict times.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Like your input is virtually as much as you can afford.
Right.
Plus the output is effectively or theoretically like unlimited. So I feel like that's really an avenue that people should look into more.
But that's a very rosy way of looking at it. There are like like darker realities to the whole thing. I think that's the rosy picture everyone tries to sell. To some extent, I also put that across. Like, hey, these are the benefits. But I think at the same time, we should also talk about the disbenefits or the disadvantages of that.
Yeah, okay. I agree.
Yeah. Because like when you put it that way, hey, it sounds too easy.
Yeah. Okay.
It's not that
get
easy.
that. Yeah.
Sure. Right?
So what in your experience are the dark realities of trading?
Yeah, so it's first of all, man, your dopamine is really always a lot higher than most of the people. Dopamine is really bad for you, right? Dopamine only comes from gambling and alcohol and things like that. So addiction of any kind, right? So first of all, the initial 1 year was your heart rate is high half the time.
It's insane.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I had to practice keeping my heart rate down.
Okay.
Okay. In tense situations, right? So now I'm really good at it, right? Like I lost 10 grand like a couple of days back. And I was like, cool. I know my math. I know my figures. I'll make it back. But having that calmness to reach there, the person goes through a lot.
Yeah.
So,
I agree.
so first disadvantage is that your emotions, your dopamine, your blood pressure, your vitals are off the chart. Okay. So I purposely choose to work 15 hours a week because the longer you do it, the higher amount of dopamine is there in your system all the time. So
That's an interesting way to look at it.
so I limit the time very very purposely because it's really going to take a toll on you, right?
Long term.
Long term, yeah. So you have to choose your battles, right? So that's the first disadvantage that I can think of.
Wait, so before you go to the next one, tell me this, like, do you do anything outside of the trade market hours? Like, it's so weird, like when I first started trading, I started saying market hours every time. Like, okay, after market hours we'll do. But anyway, did you do anything apart from, actual trading to kind of get your mind? Because like now that I said, I completely understand and resonate with that, because every time like if I have a stop loss and the market comes towards, like my heart starts like pumping out of my chest.
Yeah.
But like, do you meditate or do you do anything else to kind of keep your calm? Because like, to be very honest, nothing else can compare to the feeling of you sitting in front of the terminal and trading. Like paper trading I've tried, it's not the same.
It's not the same.
Like just trying to, on TradingView there's that thing where you can go back and that's not the same. But like just the idea of the candle going up and down in real time, like you can't compare that to anything.
No, I don't meditate or something like that, but I am an analyst, right? So I do a lot of calculations. So I know my odds at every situation, right? So I calm myself down by knowing the odds. Okay, so I know, hey, 15% chance of loss, 80% chance of success. So I know those ratios really, really well. Because I've gotten very deep into the science of options trading to be precise. So I don't meditate, but yes, meditation would be very useful. It would be needed for someone who's in the stock market all the time. So so that is the first disadvantage. So regarding the second disadvantage, I think, dude, one weird thing which nobody will get is that I initially went through like a phase of isolation. So you feel very isolated. Right? You're an individual. You don't have office friends. You don't have in some sense your office becomes your social life.
Yeah, very good.
Right. So I don't have that. and not just the fun bit of it, right? Everyone knows that, hey, I'm an analyst today. 2 years later, I'll become senior analyst.
Yeah.
3 years later, I'll become lead analyst. Then maybe manager. So everyone has this path charted out.
Yeah.
I don't have a path.
Yeah.
Right? So it feels very isolated, lost. It psychologically, let's say, affects you a little bit. Initially, it did a lot. Because you can't relate to anyone, no one can relate to you.
Yeah.
So that is something which is really undervalued. I would love to have like a gang of traders that I can be.
So true. Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to like having this conversation with you about it.
Yeah, man.
I would love to have that. I think that is so badly needed.
Yeah.
I have one friend who lives close by who trades, so I work with him. But apart from that, it's no one.
Yeah.
So that is the whole social life aspect of it is very different. Apart from that, it's just like I think the obvious things which are which I'll state is that things could go wrong anytime. Okay, as we speak today, right? 1st of March onwards, now SEBI has put a new rule to raise the margins.
Yeah.
So in India, anything can happen anytime
Yeah.
with 2 months notice, 1 month notice.
Yeah.
So imagine someone's career is on the line and
Yeah.
1 month notice is rates are changed.
Yeah.
So if you're like, hey, I make 10% a month, you're like, oh shit, I'm only going to make 5 now.
Yeah.
So you're in a very unstructured space. You need to update yourself by the day,
Yeah.
by the hour at times. So you need to be quick on your feet, quick on your, quick to like change strategies, quick to adapt, learn new things. If there's a new circular out, you gotta read it right then.
Yeah.
I think those are the disadvantages. I don't see that as a bad thing, but that comes with it.
Yeah.